Hello! Today I'm gonna explain a couple of stuff regarding the most important stat in the game, which is army damage. This movie is dedicated especially to K90 as players that basically don't know much about this particular stat. Before I get to the point, I have a little game to play. Go to game, wear all gear, guards, etc. which you wear when you go fighting. Do stat check battle and remember your own army damage stat. I'm gonna play a little fortune teller, but of course it's rather gonna be a show of how many things army damage does show. If your scar is not the one I choose to show off, put your army damage in comments and I'll tell you what do you have and what you should improve, if any. So, if your army damage stat is 176.5, the old before Royal Academy changed was 136, I'm gonna use both numbers. That means you play on Brutal or Warrior Creation talent path and you should switch it. If your damage is 175.4, that means you really need to work on your creation level because you have it on level 57 or lower. You also play with Dominic Guard on 5th star, which is very good guard. If your damage is 169, that means you don't have Catacomb Calculate active and you should do it right now. Alternatively, you have, for example, Cromwell, Muffin and Blood on 3rd or 4th star. You also need to work on your creation level because again, it's level 57 or lower. If your damage is 171, that means your creation is 59, quite impressive if you're playing in Young Kingdom. I'll come back to creation level at the end. But also again, you have no accolade. There may be again the possibility that of course you do have accolade, but you play on 3 or 4 stars of Mopan, Cromwell, Blood Araba and or Grimo. If it sounds too complicated to you for now, I will explain it to you later. Of course, there are many possibilities than those 4 I presented, so again, post your army damage level in comments and I'll respond with my guesses. So, army damage is not just a stat, it is perceived as the most important one in the whole game. You should be worried about each half of the point. Why? This is the only one I do not have instant proof to show you. I would have to create specific circumstances and play in some way for 2 weeks or longer. Normally, I don't believe in some theories which aren't visible or easy to prove. For example, if you open 30 aristocrat chests at once, you'll get best number of badges possible, or if you scratch your left hand, when clicking potions you may actually draw Pursuer Scroll. Army damage effect is something all see in battles since many years, including Kings of Avalon players, and I personally do not know anyone who would disagree with it or would have any proof it's otherwise. I saw it many times in my battle reports. Army damage or set of damage stats are sometimes only ones I have higher when I'm winning the fight. There is also a hidden stat called critical hit. It is already visible and researchable in Kings of Avalon, so it is also the part of the factors of randomly winning or losing the battle. You may observe it especially in the fort. It is not always damage stats which play a crucial role. Please remember that as a side note. So, as you already noticed, with new 550 update, the Royal Academy benefits have been changed. It used to be the whole set of damage stats, now game simplified, and it's only 108 on army damage and 108 on army damage received. This change isn't crucial. It may be proven otherwise in the future. We will see. I have some ideas why and how. It's not crucial because each player having at least Sun King set already has Royal Academy benefits. By the way, you may see here that you may freely mix all Sun King, Master, Bug and Pursuer gear because they all have Royal Academy stats. So let's go back to the most important question and the reason why are you here, except of my weird accent. What's the highest possible army damage level I can get and how I can get it? The highest level of army damage possible, with two exceptions, is 181 and a half. Now let's check how we may build such number. First and the biggest part of this number is Royal Academy benefits I just mentioned. That is why you need to wear your full equipment when going to fight. So that's the first number, Royal Academy benefit. The next is Trap Factory Glory banners. When you reach level 30 on this specific building and put glory banners till level 30, you get 28.5 of army damage. May I just add, glory banners are very important till level 30. In my opinion, it is worth to drop some $5 on Wednesday's daily deals if you're almost there. You need to have your damage stats as highest as possible, not only army damage but also other damage stats, which you have, for example, on wall, lookout tower, forge, and so on. Just check them. And a part of Trap Factory, it should be your priority to upgrade glory banners on them. So this is our second number on our list. Now let's go to the most complicated army damage related option in game, which is guards. So we have Covenant, Pistol and Armor Bond set of stats. You may get them by having 3 of those listed guards in your inventory. This is the first and lowest possibility to get 10% of extra army damage. It is not that great and should be treated as last resort. Next possibility to upgrade your damage thanks to guards is Buckingham on 3rd star. I think he is still very easily acquirable. He gives 16%, and even if you think some other regular stats will be lower, if you appoint him, it may be the best option possible. Another possibility is Covenant on 2nd level. This is actually my main account. I messed up my guards on purpose. Look at the guards I chose to get 2nd Covenant benefits. May I just say, this is a very common mistake when you think lower star guards, but rarer ones like Grimo or Araba, are better than Cromwell and Blood. They are not, and damage stats are the reason. Araba and Grimo are only good to use them when they are on 5th star or higher. The next possibility is Dominic on 5th star. She is still not acquirable in pink cards and not available to buy, but when you are close to max her, it's worth to ask your alliance friends to send her to you in trade. Dominic is the one I was using till 2 months back, so for almost over 2 years. She is that good. She gives solid 26.4%. I only changed her when I was close to max Cromwell and Blood to 5th level to have 30% of army damage. And the best possibility you can have thanks to guards is having Cromwell, Blood and Maupin on 3rd Covenant level, which is only possible if you have at least them I mentioned on 5 stars. Of course, you may also use Grimo, Araba, it would be even better, or Santa Guy. Okay, so this is our next number, 30% at its best. Of course, if you have Dominic at 5th star and you're not much of a spender, it is also quite decent choice. The next thing is very often omitted and neglected by many high stats players. It's Catacomb Accolades. They are cheap, always available, and you may set all of them at the same time. It's the simplest 10% of army damage you may possibly have, so you should never forget to wear them. So this is another number on army damage list. Next and last is Creation Talent Path. It is omitted even more often than Accolades. You should choose Explosive Path to get extra 5% of damage stats. You have to get your creation to level 60, which is not easy in younger kingdoms. If you don't know where to, in quoting marks, invest, this is the place where you should drop some dollars. So these are all basic sources of damage. You may get extra 5% when you are the king. This is the final math. You may take a picture or rewrite it. This is second exception after king title, which gives higher army damage stats, but I truly hope no one would attack in such gear. So now let me show you some farmers and big spenders same time who don't know the importance of damage stats. This player is over 5k stats, having 140 and half damage. It's all numbering system. I really do not understand why players like this spend thousands or tens of thousands on stats, but they can't spend some dollars to get their creation level to 60. And this is Old Kingdom 171, so this should be done long time ago. Another example, look at the player on the right. It's Mega Rally for the crown. He is over 6k stats, but his creation is on level 58. Spending some money on creation level would give him advantage in battles. So don't get me wrong, having maxed army damage is not very easy. And if you play for free or if you play in New Kingdom, it is normal, you can't have easily level 60 of creation. And the cherry of the top, K90 player, one of the oldest C40s in the kingdom. His damage is 128 and 5 in all the system. This means this player has very low creation level, and hello, it's K90, very old kingdom, but also he didn't put creation frame. Such mistakes shouldn't be done in other kingdoms, and I saw it every day. That is why this movie is dedicated to all those K90 players. I hope someone learned from others' mistakes. If you have any questions, please let me know. And remember to give me your army damage number in comments. Let's play in show off game. Good luck to me.